Hello, work life warriors. Happy SaturPlay. How are you? How are you doing today? I am trying a new thing and I'm not sure it's working quite well. So please share with me in the chat if it is. I have the chat open. If you hear any feedback, because I can hear feedback. I'm not sure why, but I can hear it. And so I want to make sure that it's not a disruption to you. So, how are you doing today? Please share with me in the chat. How are you doing today in the comments? Welcome, Work Life Warriors. Happy SaturPlay. How are you today? Where are you located? What are you doing today? Right now it's about 12, no, 2:51, so almost 3 o'clock. So our Saturday is almost over. What have you done today to add play, fun, joy, laughter to your life? Please share with me in the chat. Also, let me know if you can hear me or if there's some sort of like feedback or anything. I am trying something new. Normally I record these videos and then share them with you all, but today I wanted to do it live. I have some free time before my night ride bike community meets today, and so I just kind of wanted to come on and chat a little bit, give you an opportunity to ask any stress management questions as I just talk about a topic and play the stress away. So October was one of the best months thus far for me this year. So many beautiful things happened. One being successfully defended my dissertation, so I am now a doctor. In addition to that, I had homecoming, which is always fun. And it was my birthday on the 29th, and I got a couple of birthday gifts that we're going to work on today. So one thing that I absolutely love to do is to build things. I am a tinkerer. I absolutely love building furniture. I learned this when I was in high school. I worked at Big Lots Furniture division, and I built furniture. I loaded furniture, and I absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite pastimes. I love when I buy new furniture. I'm the person that want to put it together. Any of my friends and family that are around me, they always call me to put things together. I absolutely love building things. I am a tinkerer. I love taking nothing and building it into something. Hence why I am an entrepreneur. I love the idea of creating something from scratch that can serve the world. And so that's what I've been doing and dedicated my life to doing. So because I can't always build furniture, and I'm not really investing in tinkering, what I can do, or what I tend to do when I have the urge and I cannot build any furniture because I do not have any present, or I don't want to just go out and buy something just to build, I stop at the Lego store. But this time I didn't stop. It was my birthday, and so other people got me some Legos, and so I have the Lego 3-in-1 creator kit. It turns into I don't know if you can see it, the back is probably better. You can do a peacock, which is probably what I'll do. I probably do all three: a dragonfly and then a butterfly. And so I'll probably do all three, but this is not the one I am going to do today. We'll probably do this in the next couple of weeks when I have a really good topic, so we can talk about it. Today I am going to do my other Lego, which is another 3-in-1. It's a little unicorn, but it actually can be three different things. It could be a seahorse. It can be a unicorn, and I'm thinking that this one right here is a duck. It's cute. So I am going to do this one while we chat today. So remember, if you have any questions for me, just go ahead and drop it in the comments. I will chat, and as I see comments, I'll answer your questions. I just wanted to spend some time today with my community. It's been a while. This has been a very interesting year, to say the least. And so I haven't been able to do as many lives as I normally do. My communities are thriving, so I am happy about that, but I don't always get to come on and speak to you all the way I want. So I'm going to start with the unicorn. So How's your stress levels? Please share with me in the comments. How are your stress levels today, this week, and particularly this week because there is so much going on. We had a lot of stressful events happen this week. And so, how are you all with the stress? How are you all coping? How's everything going on your behalf? I would absolutely love to know. Please share with me in the chat how you're doing. I'm guessing that it's in this bed. How are you doing? What did you do this work week to de-stress? What did you do? I would love to know. I just left my mastermind. Every Saturday, I meet with other like-minded leaders in the community, and we basically spend time developing ourselves and the topics that are important to us. Oh, wow, okay. It's not in this one. So, today, it's two of these. We talked about preparing for the future. And I think I will talk to you all about taking your life seriously. So, I know that this is an interesting topic for a person like me. You're like, how can you talk about taking life seriously while you're paying Legos? I get it. I understand. However, taking your life or yourself seriously does not mean that you cannot play or have fun or enjoy yourself. I do take myself actually quite seriously. I spend a lot of time growing and developing and making sure that um, is this going over? That I am growing into my best self. So I do spend a lot. Wait, I don't think this is the right one. There we go. Okay. So I do spend a lot of time investing in myself, and by taking myself seriously, that's exactly what I mean. There's so much, or there are so many distractions out there that's always vying for your time, your energy, your emotions, and we can go days, months, years without learning something that is beneficial to our health and well-being, to our quality of life, to being our best self, to showing up. If it is not something that we're forced to do, many of us won't participate, which means that we are not necessarily taking ourselves seriously. We're not necessarily taking ourselves seriously. So when I say take yourself seriously, it is making sure that you are doing what you have to do every single day to solve the problems that you have in your life. No one is coming to solve them for you. And as long as you do not spend time solving your problems, the problem will persist. It will not just go away if you ignore it. Problems do not work like that. They tend to get worse if you ignore it. And so it's in our best interest to make sure that we are solving our own problems and making sure that we are improving our quality of life with all the new information that we take on. Every single day we have the opportunity to hear new information. Um, and the information may not necessarily be what's best for us or help us to grow and thrive, but it doesn't mean that without without managing ourselves, that we will gain something from it. And so if we're going to take on information, if that is just the society that we live in, isn't it in our best interest to make sure that the information that we're taking on is beneficial to us? The same thing with our time. If we must spend our time in we must spend our time in any type of way, doesn't it make more sense to spend your time in a way that is beneficial to you, that will help you grow and thrive, as opposed to spending your time in a way that depletes you? So it's easy for us to hop on social media. It's easy for us to watch TV, spend hours watching TV every single day. It's what statistically they say that we watch anywhere between 4 to 6 hours of TV a day, and they say that people are on social media anywhere between 4 and 6 hours a day. So imagine if you got off of social media and you spent your time focusing on what was going to help you grow and thrive and survive. If you take what free time you have seriously to do something that your future self will thank you for. And I like to say, learn something today that your future self will thank you for. So what would life be like if you took your time, or your free time, or your everyday time, to be serious about who you want to be and where you want to go in the future? What would your life look like? I believe that it will be completely unrecognizable if you manage your free time, or if you manage the time that you have, or if you tie your life to a goal and or purpose. It changes what you do with your time and how you view life. Now, I decided a long time ago that I was going to pursue my goals and dreams, and I was going to do it. I was going to dedicate my life to doing it. And so every single day I wake up with that in mind, and I make sure that I'm learning and developing in the ways that I know will bring me closer to who I want to be and where I want to go. And I cannot pretend that that is something easy. It is not. Many things come throughout the day and try to take away my attention. And it is up to me to distinguish between what is good and beneficial for me and what is not. No one is coming to save me. No one is coming to tell me if my decisions are beneficial or if they're helpful. The only person who could possibly know that anyway is me. And so it's in my best interest to make sure that I am being a scientist in my life. Welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, we're just having a stress management chat. I am answering any questions that are stress related that you want to know as I play. So please ask anything you want to know. I have the chat open. But yes, doing what's in your best interest. Many times throughout the day, and not even just throughout the day, in my life, many things threaten to try to take my attention away from what's important. And I have to redirect. Is that one or two? Hold on. Okay. I have to redirect. Oh, there it is. See? I have to redirect myself, my time, and my energy back onto what is more important in my life. What is the focal point? Keeping my eyes on the prize, making sure that I am being the change that I want to see and practice. Waking up every single day to practice what I preach. And it is easy to do the wrong thing, right? We live in a society where it's easier to do what you don't want to do than it is to do what you want to do or what you know you should be doing. And so without us managing ourselves, we may do the things that are detrimental. It may be good for us short term, in the short term, very good for us, may make us feel like that we are managing our stressors in short term, But in long term, we realize that it is not necessarily beneficial to us, that it comes with long term consequences. And that's many of the techniques that we use to adapt. We don't realize that although in the short term it may make us feel more like we're managing our stress. This one, yep. Long term, it is actually causing more problems. Like, let's think about shopping. So with shopping, in the moment, you may be able to get your mind off of what's stressing you. Um, you may be able to feel a little bit relaxed and feel like things are not necessarily a stressor anymore. And you may shop and shop and shop and shop until you feel like things are not stressful for you anymore. And you may go home feeling better and temporarily, right? Feeling better like you did what you were supposed to do. And then next month the bill comes. Or, later that day, something happens, you blow out a tire, something crazy happens, and now you no longer have the money because you just did a little retail therapy. So while shopping is very beneficial, we have to be conscious on what we're doing to manage our stress. I believe in shopping with a purpose. I don't just shop. I don't just oh, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do, so I'm just going to go shopping. I don't do that. I hadn't done that in such a long time, probably since high school. Me, I'm more of a purposeful shopper. Only shop based on what I need. And so that is just a trick that I learned because, again, I was spending a lot of money trying to de stress, trying to get my mind off of things, shopping and buying things that I don't necessarily need, but will make me feel better in the present moment. What in the world? Okay, so it's a two-piece. What, this one? Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sometimes I gotta concentrate and stop talking. Hold on. What? Okay, let's see. Am I tripping? Oh, okay. This piece. What in the... Okay, hold on. So, it's this way. And then this way. And then another green one. This way. And then like this. Hey, she got it. Okay, so back to maladaptive practices. There are other things that I do that I used to do that were maladaptive. Like I said, I used to come home and watch TV, but then it wasn't necessarily adding value by watching TV. What the world? Hold on. Like this? No, like this. Okay. So it really wasn't helpful just to watch TV, especially depending on what I'm watching. What we don't know is that our eyes cannot tell the difference between what's real and fake. So if you're looking at things that are producing cortisol, making you jump, making you have anxiety, making you scared, producing any negative feeling, you're technically not reducing cortisol in your body or practicing stress management. So many a times we'll go and look at things that we feel like help us de-stress. We may go home and look at a scary movie, but we're producing cortisol while watching the scary movie. We look at an action movie and we don't understand why we're jumping along with the character because our eyes do not know the difference. We go home and we watch some drama, people cussing each other out or people getting in disagreements, a conflict with each other, and we wonder why we're stressed out and we can't trust the next person or our neighbor. And It's just many things that we do, and we don't understand that in doing them, we are perpetuating the problem. And so with TV, that is one of the things where you think that you are numbing yourself and that you are removing yourself from the problem. But once you come back to, you still have to deal with that problem. It's still there, right? And so we don't want to numb ourselves, withdraw, distract. We want to make sure that what we're doing is actually beneficial in reducing cortisol in our body and making us feel less stressed and more in the present moment. This is coming along so cute. More in the present moment. So again, I do realize it is easier said than done, and it really comes with training, because I did not realize how much, how many bad habits I had, or in what ways I was not managing my stress until I started learning about stress management. In my mind, I was always doing the best things that I could do to manage stress. And it wasn't until I read a statistic that said 90% of all doctor visits are for stress related symptoms that let me know that obviously most of what we're doing is not managing stress. Although we think we are, we're not. And so a lot of what we learned came from people who had no idea what stress is. And we really don't know what stress is. We think we know, but we don't. I was thoroughly surprised when I learned about what stress was. I couldn't believe it, actually. And I realized that I had been spending more time in stress than I ever anticipated. And I didn't realize how detrimental it was to my body and how it was impacting my body until I was able to learn more about it. And once I learned more about it, I realized, like, oh, I may be the main problem. What's that? Oh, the main source may be me. I may be creating my own stress because I'm not technically de-stressing the way that I should. And so once I begin to like really manage my stress, these some red pieces. Once I began to really manage my stress, I began to thrive. Life became better for me. I was more. I was more. Wait, that's a 6. Okay, and this is 4, right? Okay. I was able to be more conscious, have more clarity, move with more awareness. It was easier for me now to realize what I was doing wrong and how to change it. What else? Same thing with gaming. I guess as you probably figured it out by now. I am a gamer ish. I like to game. I'm not a video gamer per se, even though I do play video games and enjoy them actually. Uh, and I'm more like a PC gamer. No, more like a app game. I like to play app games on my phone. And so, yeah, I am a gamer and I spend a lot of time doing that. But now I am more intentional about how I spend my time and make sure that, yeah, although I want to de stress, I want to game. How long does it really take me to do that, right? I can game for, a half an hour and then go back and do something that manages my stress that is adaptive. I don't always have to use maladaptive coping techniques. I could do a mixture between maladaptive and adaptive. So if I am going to game, which does have many short-term benefits, if I am going to game for a little while, 30 minutes, I know that I also need to balance that with an adaptive coping tool, which is like reading. So if I'm going to game for 30 minutes, I also want to read for 30 minutes. If I am going to watch TV for however long I'm going to watch TV, I also want to go outside in nature for that long. If I am going to work for 8 hours a day, I want to play for as long as it takes for me to feel balanced. Now, work and play, I don't believe that you have to do them equally. What I mean by that is 2 good hours of play may be equivalent to 8 hours of work. It just depends on how you play and what you play. It just really depends on you, what's intriguing to you, what works for you. So for me, I know that I need to at least get two. Oh, I know I need to at least get 2 to 4 hours of play in a day, preferably throughout the day, because the more I play throughout the day, the more renewed I am, the more in flow I am as I move throughout the day. And so I try to make sure that I am constantly playing. And not wait for like just a designated time, but like I am constantly playing because I know it is what is beneficial to my health and well being. I don't believe that play has to be separate from work. You can work and play, you can do anything in play. And so I'm of that mindset, and I am always, putting in play or adding play to work or play to anything, rather. Okay, so this one in the corner. Yep. What is another one? I know a lot of people use. Wait, where'd you put that one? Oh, hold up. Oh, hold up. Okay. A lot of people. Ooh. A lot of people use alcohol. Oh, that's cute. A lot of people use alcohol as a way to manage their stress. And while alcohol is not bad in small doses, it is maladaptive. And so you do not want to get in the habit of every single day when you are stressed out, or just in general, when you are stressed out, picking up something to drink, alcohol, substance abuse. It is an easy go-to, and we live in a society where you can find alcohol quite easily. But it is maladaptive. So yes, drink socially. So cute. Drink socially. Enjoy yourself. You deserve that. But drinking alone and drinking often, and you will be surprised what is considered chronic drinking. So drinking every single day may not be the way to de-stress. It may work in the present moment. And short term, it helps you to take the edge off, make you feel like you have de-stressed. But in long term, it is not necessarily the best thing for you. So you do not want to use alcohol as a coping mechanism. It is a rabbit hole, and it is maladaptive for long term. So easy to do with friends and family, but let's just make sure that we keep it social. What else? Smoking. Now, I feel like I don't really need to say much about smoking because we all see the commercials, right? We know that smoking is not good for our health. It may be something easy to do, but it is not what's best for our health and well-being. So although it's quick to kind of just go and get the edge off, to smoke, it's not what's best for you. And so we want to make sure that whatever we're doing is increasing our overall quality of life and not depleting our health. And we are aware that smoking is not necessarily beneficial to your health. So it's in your best interest to make sure that that is not one of the tools that you're using to manage stress. All right, what else? Let me think. Please, if you have any questions, this is just the open stress management forum. I am here to answer any questions you may have. Just put them in the comments and I'll answer them. Right now, I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head about stress and stress management, about the importance of playing and how to make play a priority and make sure that what you're doing as far as play is adaptive and not maladaptive, because many of us do not realize that our what we're doing is maladaptive. We watched our parents and the people around us. We watch how they manage stress, and stress management is a conversation that we don't necessarily have, right? You don't sit down with your parents and your parents don't tell you, hey, this is what stress is, this is how I'm managing it, this is how I'm working through it. They don't necessarily say those things to you, so you just kind of manage based on what you see them do. So if you've seen them manage stress poorly, 9 times out of 10 you picked up those behaviors, and that's how you manage stress. Now, we don't tend to think of it as managing stress poorly because we see them as at least effective, right? But what's your measure? Do you want to be effective in life, or do you want to be efficient? Do you want to just survive, or do you want to thrive? And so many of the people that we watched growing up, in case you didn't know it, they were just surviving. They weren't thriving. The techniques that they had did not help them to thrive. But we have the opportunity now to learn what we need to learn so that we can thrive. And it's just a matter of putting your ego to the side and learning the things you need to learn to be. Oh no, that one can't be it. Oh, there it is. Learning the things you need to learn so that you could be your best self. Stress stands in the way of health, happiness, money, prosperity, relationships, so many things. And we don't tend to value how important it is to manage our stress. We think we are doing a great job at it, although we're sick, we're tired, we're not healthy, we hate our jobs, we hate our lives, we hate the people around us. We tend to think that we are doing a good job. And even though the evidence is showing that that is not true, because I believe the purpose of living is to be happy. So if you're not experiencing happiness, if you are not enjoying your life, then that means it's in your best interest to figure out what you can do in order to grow, develop, change your lot in life. Is this it? Yeah. And again, I do realize that that's easier said than done. There's so many things in society that is keeping you, or that tries to hinder you from you stepping into your best self. Absolutely, I get it. But what's the alternative? I don't get this. Okay. What's the alternative? Are you going to just give up? Are you going to submit into doing what's not in your best interest? Are you Oh, you want me to do that twice. Are you just going to give up? Are you going to do what's not in your best interest? Because as we all know, we are not taught to do what's in our best interest, right? We are taught to do what's in the interest of other people because it's what serves society. And so it is your responsibility to make sure that you are showing up, being your best self, doing what's best for you, regardless of what the people around you say or think that you should be doing with your time, energy, or resources. You have to make the decision that my health and well-being is of utmost importance. I think it's this one. Yeah. And that even if others don't understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I'm doing what's in my best interest. Now, I come from the business world. I have I have an MBA, so I went to business school, and I spent a lot of time in business school um, disagreeing with what was, because I had natural hair even in undergrad, and a lot of my professors did thought that that was unprofessional. As we know, we still don't have the crown law passed, so they thought that I was hindering myself by having natural hair. And so for me, I always thought nothing changes in the world if we continue to follow the status quo or to conform. So although it is not considered professional, this is the way my hair grows out of my head, and so I have to be willing to challenge the status quo by being myself, because I can't always twist, contort, bend to someone else's will. That won't make me happy, right? And so, being in business school, I had to spend a lot of time fortifying myself, saying that I am going to do things differently. I know how things are done, but just because they're done that way doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do it that way. That I could pave a new way, that I can innovate, that I could do what's best for me, do what's in my best interest. So, even right now, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I've been around for 10 years, but as far as in the business arena, a lot of people may not necessarily agree with my techniques of bringing play into the workplace, of teaching work as an extension of play, and helping people to understand that you can accomplish more through play. And so, again, a lot of people may not necessarily agree with me and don't. And they may not agree with my brand and the idea that work is play, and that, or work is an extension of play, and that we should be bringing play into the workplace. Work should be something that we want to do, that we get up excited to do, to contribute our best self to the world. And it's not that, because work is a place of monotony, a place where you can't grow and be your best self, a place where you can't necessarily challenge the status quo, but you just come and press buttons. And so, for me, my brand is challenging the status quo in that. And of course, there is stress in that, but it's also less stressful to me because I am being loyal to myself, and that I my life matters, and how I show up in life matters, right? The things that I do for myself is of utmost importance, and it is acceptable regardless of what is said about it. If the business world is a certain way, and if we look around and most people are not happy and most people are diseased and sick, then maybe it's in our best interest to do something a little bit different, to try new things, to see how we can incorporate bringing your whole self to work, making sure that you are taking care of yourself, that work is not at the expense of your health and well-being, but it adds to your health and well-being, because it's an opportunity to contribute your best self to the world. And so, although that may not be the state that we're in as of right now, it doesn't mean that I am going to conform to the way that things are and just be another health and wellness company that talks about these things but don't practice what they preach. My brand is that I live play, I live health and wellness. It is a lifestyle choice for me. It is not something that I do. It is not something that I do. Oh, back on this side. Okay. It is not something that I do just to make money or make a living, or it is literally my life. It is what I value. It's my why. It's my North Star. It's why I show up. There's so much stress in the world, and living is a shared experience. And so, although I figured out how to manage my stress, it is not fun if the people around me have not figured out how to manage theirs. And so, although we live in a society where maladaptive practices are very prevalent, you can find them almost anywhere, and they are actually more acceptable than adaptive coping mechanisms. You have to create the counterculture for your own life to do what's best for yourself, regardless of what the people around you are going to say. You have to do what's best for yourself. And oh, wait. Okay, yes. You have to do what's best for yourself. Regardless of what people will say about it, you're doing what's best for yourself. Um, Now, again, this comes with family and friends and employers and everybody that you're around. A lot of people benefit from you doing what's in their best interest and not what's in your best interest. So, yes, I deal with you. I mean, I benefit from you not taking a lunch and stretching and drinking water and taking socialized breaks and stretching and walking around. I benefit from that as a employer. I get more productivity from you, but you're not really engaging. You're not really giving it your all. And while doing that, all you're doing is burning yourself out so that eventually you won't even be able to give me your all. And so it's up to you as a company to realize that humans have, limitations. And while it may be good short term for you to burn that employee out, praise them for being, working through lunch and doing what is in the company's best interest, but overall in the long term it won't be what's beneficial for your company. And then that's especially if that is one of your top employees. You are allowing them to burn themselves out, and we are all human, so that can only go but so far. And so you want to, as an employer, make sure that you are creating an environment for wellness. If you are a leader, you want to make sure that your employees feel like that they are that they can do what they need to do to take care of themselves and practice wellness, and that work is not at the expense of their wellness. How long will someone last in an environment where they think that the person doesn't have their best interests in mind? And how long will people stay in a very stressful environment? You'll have high turnover constantly if you are not allowing people to manage their stressors. Does this go? Yeah, okay. Boom. What else? Look at her, she cute. Whoa, Betsy. Whoa, Betsy. Okay. Um. So now I'm going to the colorful parts of this. What else? Let me think. What else I want to talk about? If you have any questions, please just drop them in the chat. I'll answer any questions you have about stress. Stress as relate to work, family, social relationships. Please share with me in the chat. Right now, I'm just kind of freestyling, talking about what needs to be talked about, which is the state of stress in this world and how we are not managing our stress. Oh, wait. Okay, blue. Oh, let me move this so you can see it. Okay. How we are not managing our stress. And so many of us think we know what stress is. What is stress? What is stress? Stress, people think that it's a physical symptom. They don't understand that it is an emotion that causes physical symptoms. And that if we change our mindset, behind stress, then we change how our body responds to stress. So if we change what we think about stress, all of us tend to think that stress is bad for us, but stress is not necessarily bad for us. We have good stress and bad stress. Too much stress, whether it's good stress or bad stress, is bad for you. So whether you have distress, which is bad stress, or eustress, which is good stress, we know what the bad stresses are. Eustress is like graduation, vacations, promotions. Too much of any type of stress, even if you had all good stress on you at one time. Let's say you just had in one year 30 good stressful things happen to you. It will still impact your health and well-being. So chronic stress is not good for you, period. But you want to make sure that the stress that you are experiencing can be used for you. I think that's it, yeah. can be used for you and not against you. You want it to build your anti-fragility. So if you're going to go through something, why not this one? Why not let it help you? Why not let it build your character, your fragility, and strengthen and fortify you, right? Because if we can't control what we're going through anyway, oh, this way. Wait, I didn't do that right. Yeah, I did. Okay. So if we're going to go through something anyway, why not make sure that what we're going through is going to build us, make us stronger, faster, wiser, smarter, all of those things, right? We only have one life to live, and we do not have time to keep repeating the same lessons over and over and over again. It's in our best interest to get it the first time, learn from it, and move on, right? We don't want to keep trying to maladaptively cope with the same stressor over and over and over and over because we have not figured out how to eliminate it, how to solve it, how to make sure that it no longer happens again. These little pieces. Make it so it no longer happens again. And again, I know it is easier said than done. There's so much that we don't know, but I can promise that once you are committed to finding out what you don't know, your life begins to change. My life began to change the moment got some stress education, learned stress management and wellness, and started practicing it. My life changed, and I know that sounds very cliche. Wait, where am I? Oh, yes, it sounds very cliche, but it isn't. It really isn't. My life really did begin to change once I was able to figure out like what was what stress is and how it was impacting me and how it was stressing me. It completely changed my paradigm. So now, on our mastermind call that we had earlier today, we talked about what your stresses are. And one of the things that I said is before I used to have oh, okay. I used to have stress all the time. I used to have anxiety and panic and all of those things all the time. But now my stressor, the only stress I really have is to make sure that I'm staying in flow and submitting to what's bigger. To not think that I have control over anything, but to just kind of relax into what is, right? To know that I believe in something. What? Is these just extra? Maybe? Okay. Well, I believe in something bigger than myself, and so instead of trying to control what is happening to me, just to kind of lean into it. And that's what stress is. We're always trying to control what's out of our control, right? We have an idea of what we think things supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, and in reality, it may not go that way, and we become stressed out because we think, "Oh, this is how I think it's supposed to go. What it's supposed to do, it's not doing it that way. How can I force it? How can I make it work? How can I make it fit? Because this is what my needs are, right? I need this particular thing, but I would say if you believe in something bigger, you don't really know what you need. You can guess, you can plan, but if it doesn't come into fruition, then it wasn't meant to be, and you trying to force it is just creating more stress, right? So it's in your best interest not to do that. Just to kind of figure out how you can relax into it, lean into it, and be okay with what is, right? So that's what stress is. What stress education is giving you the resources you need to learn to change your mindset and emotions behind stress, and it gives you the tools to change your behavior behind stress. Because we don't really, we think, oh, hey, we think we know what stress is, but we don't really know, right? It comes with like understanding, getting stress education training and wellness training, and having a community. Because just because you have the information, you know what to do with it. If it is against the culture, if it is going to draw attention in a negative way, how likely are you to participate in your health and wellness practices, right? If it's frowned upon in any environment that you're in, it's hard for you to do it. So you also need to create the environments where you can practice what's in your best interest. And so that's what I do. I create a whole bunch of communities behind stress management practices like laughter yoga, nature time, deep breathing, outside biking, all of the tips, tools, tricks, and techniques that I use. I will say I have about 10 different communities for each one of them, to make sure that you can have the environments. If you are practicing wellness in a place that practice stress or anxiety or panic or rudeness or incivility, you need a place that you can go to later on that can help with reinforcing the habits that you know that add quality to your life, that improve the overall quality of your life. And so it's very important for us to find our communities, to create our tribes, to make sure that we're balancing what we have to do with what we want to do, what we must do with what's best for us, right? What's urgent and over, or what's important over what's urgent, right? And so urgently we may have to do so many things to just kind of survive, but we have to manage and prioritize what is important. And what is important is your health and well-being, enjoying this experience, making sure you're balancing your working life, you're playing as hard as you possibly can, and your major priority is improving the overall quality of life. Because as you improve, your everything improves around you, right? Work, life, family, friends, money, health. As you pour more into yourself, as you spend more time being than doing, and being means the things that you're doing that's important, but in the future will multiply, right? So it may not have much benefit now, but in the future, you'll be able to collect dividends. So for instance, right now I could use my hour to watch TV, which may not be the best, but I could also use the hour and walk around, or go to the gym. Now in the present moment, it just walking around or movement is good for me, but I don't get the results of the exercising in the present moment. I get it in the future moment. As far as TV, it doesn't really have too much future moment benefits. So when I'm watching TV, I get the only short-term benefits, and there are no long-term benefits from watching TV. So we want to make sure that what we're doing, we're balancing what we're doing to make sure that we are using short-term practices, but we're also doing things now that our future self will thank us for. So I am done. Oh, Lord. I am done. I love to tinker. This was absolutely so much fun. It took about, 40 minutes to get the little unicorn. Look at it. Look at it. Cute. This thing a little off balance. Wow. Wow, oh wow. So I just wanted to say happy SaturPlay. Make sure that you are getting out there and playing today. It is in your best interest to do so. Play the stress away. Oh look, the unicorn's right here. Play the stress away. You'll be so happy that you did. There are so many different ways to play the stress away. You can go out in nature, play, laugh, deep breathing, so many different ways. You just got to go out there and do it. It's in your best interest to do it. If you are looking for a community, you can always contact me. Look on my social media, my website. I always tell you what I got going on tonight. We are doing our night ride bike tribe. So we go out, we enjoy ourselves, and then we ride around, kind of like it's Shelly Lake, an 8-mile drive, and with like glow in the dark gear. It's so much fun. So if you're interested, it's free. Many of my communities are free. If you're interested in learning more about stress management and figuring out what your stresses are and how to implement a plan so that you can increase your profits so that you can have better relationships, better health. You can have less stress and anxiety. You can always contact me. I do stress management, lifestyle consulting. I also do group sessions of deep breathing, laughter yoga, play sessions. So just check out my social media and websites for that. I am always on some, whether it's a live or a video, but I post weekly. I do stress management solutions and practices. I do deep breathing and laughter yoga on Friday. I try to do SaturPlay on Saturday, which is either makeup or something like this where we chat. On Sundays, I give a book review. Reading is a big part of stress management, and so I have a reading, or I try to post reading videos for a book club community. And so many of the tips that I use, I make sure that I have a community for, even if it just means for right now I'm talking to myself. A lot of the clients don't necessarily want to be seen practicing this, which is why I think it's so important to create a counterculture, a community. And so as my community continues to grow and people feel less shy about sharing what they're doing to manage stress, I think it will be beneficial to the world. Living is a shared experience. So as mentioned, if I'm happy and everybody around me, they're not happy, how does that work, right? And so although I figured out how to manage my own stress, how to bring happiness, play, fun, peace into my own life, it is my pleasure to help other people do the same. It is how I became my best self, and growing into my best self, how I became more healthy, more profitable by playing as hard as I work. And it is my pleasure to share the practices and solutions that I use every single day. This is not something that I am telling people to do and I don't use. I practice what I preach. As you can see, I live this. This is my lifestyle, and what I am offering is a lifestyle change. That I am offering you a community to help you cultivate your courage to make the lifestyle changes that will improve your overall quality of life. So I hope this helps, Work Life Warriors. I'll give you about one more minute to ask your question, and then I will hop off here and prepare for our night ride. How do you, what you think we should name our unicorn? Share with me in the chat. What's our unicorn name? This was kind of fun. It's a little heavy. I'm not really sure how they thought this would go, but it's a little heavy. What are we calling the unicorn? Please share with me in the comments. I would love to know. And I will probably do all three of these. So I'm going to come back and do the seahorse and then the duck another day when we have a discussion. But I just wanted to make sure that I check in with you all, because it's been a minute since I've done anything for SaturPlay. I mean, I have been doing nailed it makeup challenges, but I have not been posting them. I've just been extremely busy. But I'll try to play catch up and be more consistent about building my online community, which can help with the transparency of building I would say a tangible community, or a community where people are not afraid to share that they are using the practices. And so we'll keep going. And then please contact me if you have any questions. And I want you to go out there and play today. Come Monday, I want you to hop out of bed ready to go and add some much needed value to the world, because you played. You actually enjoyed yourself this weekend and you played. So it is your responsibility to manage your stress, to improve the overall quality of your life. You have one life. You deserve to live your best life, and you have to make it a priority. Everything is vying for your attention, but you do not have to give it to them. I say do something today that your future self will thank you for. Tomorrow, you deserve the very best, and the only way to get the life you want is one step at a time, one day at a time, and you deserve that. And you deserve a community to do it with. So I hope this helps, Work Life Warriors. I am going to give you your time back, and I will see you tomorrow for Sunday's book review, which will be on Living Athena, the 8 Principles of Athena Leadership. I've already recorded it, and it will be out tomorrow. And so every week on Sundays, I read a new book each week, and so I will continue to do my book reviews. And please share with me in any of the communities how you feel, how this is impacting you. And if you have any information you want more information, you know where to find me. So I hope this helps, Work Life Warriors. Have a great day. Bye.